In this demo, we are going to look at the intelligent software and how it applies to a large corporation with 6 plants distributed across North America and Europe. So to start this demo, we'll impersonate the VP of Operation, Jack, and see how Jack is using the intelligent software in his environment. So Jack, on a daily basis, uses his iPad to monitor the different KPIs, key performance indicators, for each of the plants. There are 4 KPIs that he is mainly interested in that are aligned with the corporate objective: the contribution, so the dollar amount, energy intensity, OEE, and schedule attainment. Jack, with his dashboard on his iPad, can look at these various metrics and have an idea of how well each of the plants are performing with respect to each other and how well they are deviating from the target for each of these metrics. In addition, on the right-hand side, he has spark lines, which are basically trend indicators showing how the metrics have evolved over time, over the past days. So with that information, Jack monitors each of the sites, and in a particular morning he looks at the contribution, which is doing fairly well almost everywhere. Energy intensity, which is a mixed here, but no big issue. And OEE. OEE is doing relatively bad in most of the plant. OEE being the overall equipment effectiveness. So Jack wants to drill down on one of the sites and to have more information on what is happening. So he can click on one of the dots, the Atlanta plant in this case, and go to the site dashboard and see directly from the site data what is going wrong. So performance, quality are the 2 main areas that are going bad, and they are very easily identified by the red color. Red is only used on this dashboard to signify bad behavior. So with that information, Jack, having to monitor the other plants also, sends an email basically by copying this email link, which is this dashboard information, and emails this to Sudipta, who is the plant manager for the Atlanta plant. So now if we go into the shoes of Sudipta, plant manager again for this Atlanta plant, he receives the email and opens up this exact same dashboard and looks at the information. Now Jack needs to go to the production meeting, and the idea is to actually look at this dashboard within the production meeting straight so that everybody sees the same information and get answers. The advantage of this software, instead of printing reports, is that the whole team in the production meeting can actually drill down on information and find out the areas of problems and have answers readily within the meeting, instead of assigning tasks to each of the users and waiting for answers afterwards, which you typically get by printing reports. You get some answers, but if you need more information, you need more analysis. This tool provides not only the reporting, but also some level of analysis. So within the production meeting, Sudipta looks at the quality and wants to drill down and know more about it. So he can click on the quality link and actually drill down to the quality dashboard, which will give the whole team information about what is happening. So we have the quality by shift, then the quality by equipment and by product. And then we can see for each of the shift what is the production trend by product and by equipment. So general information related to quality. Now looking at this, we see that the forming machine in particular has an quality of 93%. The printing machine is at 99, which is good, and the stamping machine is at 92. So something is going wrong in terms of quality for the forming and the stamping machine. So one of the options is to actually drill down on the alarms to see if something is going wrong in this area. So looking at the alarm, we have the overall alarm count for the plant, but we also have the duration of the alarm by equipment, the average duration, and the count of alarm by equipment. And here we see that the stamping machine and the forming machine are exceeding the average count there. So there's way more alarms than we could normally expect around that. So by clicking on the alarm bar, we get even more information about the alarm's description. So we see that it is mostly the low air pressure that is causing this count to be higher. And same for the forming machine. When we click on this, we get the description of the alarms for the forming machine, and we see that the low air pressure is also the same largest alarm count. So with that information in hand, they ask the maintenance engineer to take a look at the equipment and understand why the low air pressure is that often high and resolve the problem. So back to the production meeting, we look at performance now, and drilling down on performance, we will see more detailed information for performance and some of the reasons. So we get the performance by shift, performance by equipment, product, and a trend for performance by product and by equipment divided for each of the shifts. So this information is good. We see right away that the shift performance is below what it should be, but it's even worse during the weekend shift. So there's more analysis to be done on that side. So Sedukta, in the production meeting, asked Omar, the process engineer, to try to understand a little more why performance is doing that bad. And typically this is an operation that would have taken hours, if not days, to analyze the information and find out why things are going wrong. But with the intelligence software and the analytics client, Omar can analyze the data by selecting the performance analysis data source there and perform some analysis right away with this user-friendly tool that he can slice and dice the data that is available. So his first suspicion is about the run rates that might not be as good as they should be because we're talking performance here. So he wants to have a chart of run rate versus standard production rate and see how well it's doing. And to do that, he just selects the two variables and asks for a bullet graph, which is the equivalent of a gauge, but a linear gauge, which takes a lot less space on the screen and provides the same type of information though. So clicking OK, we get a gauge, and this is the average run rate for all equipment, all shift, all product, all blended together. So it's more or less useful, but if we put the shift information, just by clicking on the shift, now we see by shift how well the shifts are comparing with each other. The vertical line indicates the target, and the blue line indicates the actual. And if we want to add some color to this to identify how well things are doing, this is becoming much more visual, and we can see again that the weekend days are actually performing a lot worse, which was already known, but now we know the reason. The run rate is much lower than the standard production rate. And with that information in hand, Omar goes and sees the shift supervisor for the weekend shifts and asks them the reason for that, which basically comes down to lack of training in that case, because they didn't know the right level of operation for that equipment. So Omar identified the issue there and solved the issue in a matter of minutes, which proved to be way more effective than doing analysis in Excel like he used to do before. So in this demo, we saw from the start, from the VP of Operation that had a high-level view of the different KPIs, the key performance indicators for the enterprise, and then drill down to Sedupta, the plant manager, looking at the overall equipment effectiveness, which was one of the metrics doing bad for that period of time, and drilling down on information further and further to get the actual root cause of the issues. And all that information was assembled by the intelligence software, taking data from various data sources and exposing it into a common environment, into a set of dashboards or screen reports and this analysis software. Thank you.